الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. The seventh head of Zakat expenditure is fi sabilillah, and this is very much open. As you know, fi sabilillah, in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Zakat, spending in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And number one, under this head of fi sabilillah, money can be given to mujahideen, because jahidu fi sabilillah bi amwalikum wa anfusikum. So struggle and strive in the path of Allah with your body and with your money. So even if the man who's striving in the path of Allah, he's a mujahid, even if he is rich, he can be given money from this thing. Now, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that if you see something wrong, you must stand firm, and you must stop it from your hand. And if you are not capable, then at least you should stop from your tongue. And if you are not capable, at least you have to try to revert it from your heart. So this hadith tells you that man ra'a minkumul munkar falyughayyirhu biyadihi. So the scholar says that the mujahada can be from hand, mujahada can be from your tongue, and mujahada can be from your heart. So anything, any activity that is for the sake, that any activity that is for the sake of making the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala dominant all over the world, the money of zakat can be spent. Dr. Yusuf al-Qaradawi says that to establish a dawah center, to have an institution of dawah and propagation, and for Islamic magazines for dawah, and all Islamic books, publication, the money of zakat can be spent. Abu Bakr Jassas, the famous Hanafi jurist, and Imam Abdul Qayyib rahimahullah, the famous scholar and student of Imam Ibn Taymiyyah, says that jihad bil ilm is superior over jihad bil sayf. Striving in the path of Allah by knowledge is more important than striving with weapons, unless if it is for the ayn. And similarly, for the publication of dawah literature, zakat can be spent under the head of fi sabilillah. Some of the fuqaha are of the opinion that for Umrah and Jihad also, the money of Jihad can be spent. There's a hadith in Ibn Khuzaymah that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam gave money from zakat to a companion for Hajj. And all acts of goodness, the zakat money can be spent, unless there are certain things which are restricted. Imam Shawkani, Qazi of Yemen, the famous jurist, he says that the scholars of Islam are eligible to take zakah because they are warasatul anbiya. They are full-time involved in the research of Islam and propagation of Islam. They are teaching and they are giving fatwa. They are working for the path of, they are working in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they must be supported from the zakat money. And he says they come, Imam Shawkani says they come under the category of those people about which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran in ayah number 273 of Surah Al-Baqarah, "Usiru fi sabilillah." They are restricted for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let's go through this ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 273. And Imam Shawkani says, this can be considered for the scholars of Islam, for the ulama of Islam also. لِلْفُقَرَاءِ الَّذِينَ أُسِرُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ لَا يَسْتَطِيعُونَ دَرْبًا فِي الْأَرْضِ, who have been restricted for the cause of Allah, unable to move about in the land. If the scholars are 24 hours involved in learning and teaching and spreading the dawah of Islam, then they can be paid from the zakat money. يَحْسَبُهُمُ الْجَاهِلُ أَغْنِيَاءَ مِنَ التَّعَفُّفِ تَعْرِفُهُمْ بِسِيمَهُمْ لَا يَسْأَلُونَ النَّاسَ إِلْحَافًا. You see, the attributes of such people who are restricted in the path of Allah, they are described as an ignorant person, would think them self-sufficient because of their restraint. They are not begging and asking, but you will know them from their sign. They do not ask people persistently. They do not ask people persistently. لا يسألون الناس إلحافا. So these are the people who are engaged in the knowledge of Quran and Sunnah full time, and they do not have time to earn money from other sources. And it is said also, as Maulana Gohar Rahman said in his Tafhim al-Masail, volume 3, that all activities falling under Iqamatul Deen, they can be supported by zakat money because they fall under the category of fi sabilillah. Any activity to see Islam as a dominant force for the Izharuddin. The famous Hadith scholar Abdullah al-Rawpari says that the children and the students who are acquiring religious knowledge of Quran and Sunnah in the Islamic schools, if they are poor, they are eligible for zakat under the head of fi sabilillah. And he also says that the salaries of the teachers who are teaching Quran and Sunnah can be given from this head. They can be given from this head. He also says that the travel expenditure of muballighin fi sabilillah can also given from zakat money. However, he says, if the teachers are rich and the students are rich and they are acquiring the knowledge of Quran and Sunnah, they should not take money from the zakat money, and their rich parents have to bear their expenses. And for the translation of Quran and for the free distribution of Quran also, zakat money can be given for dawah purposes. I know in New York, some of the youth, they are distributing zakat for only $2. So for $100, you can buy 50 copies of the English translation of Quran, and you can give to the citizens of USA, and this money can be given from the head of Fi Sabilillah. Similarly, if you want to establish libraries for the poor people, because the rich can buy books, they can have a lot of shelves, but the poor cannot. If you want to establish a library in different languages for the propagation of Quran and teachings of the Quran, you can pay zakat from the head of Fi Sabilillah. Maulana Gauhar Rahman, he says that zakat money cannot be given for general education schemes. This is only for Muslims who are poor, and it is not open to everybody. Allahu a'lamu bis-sawab. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.